I'm Sonia Chang-Díaz. I'm a mom, a former public school teacher, a state senator, a community organizer. And I am tired of waiting for government to live up to our hopes and our families' needs. And that is why I am running to be governor of Massachusetts. I grew up moving between two different worlds as a multiracial child with a single mom, growing up in a mostly wealthy white community. My dad was an immigrant who came to America from Costa Rica with 50 bucks in his pocket, but a big dream. And with the help of teachers and lunch ladies and librarians along the way, he made it not only to college, but he made it to space. And he became America's first Latino astronaut. Hey, hey. And while my dad pursued his lifelong dream of becoming an astronaut out in Texas, my mom raised me and my sister here in Massachusetts. And my mom, she's a social worker and a woman of faith. She spent her career helping women and children on the margins of society and building a community for my sister and me. One thing about my mom that you gotta know, she knows how to make every penny count. We saw her stretch our grocery budget as kids with powdered milk and soup nights. And even though she struggled to make do out of a little, she still found enough time to give in church and to others. My mom took that grit and grace and she cobbled together what privilege she had, and she moved us to Newton, where she knew that I would get a first-class education. In high school, it was clear that my family was different. All the kids around us had cars, or they took big trips to Europe. We didn't have those things. But I got the same education as the other kids in our zip code had. And for that, I am forever grateful. But I also know that my story is an exception. And I never forgot that. So when I graduated from college, knowing full well what a difference this wonderful education had made in my life, I wanted to pay that debt forward. So I decided to be a teacher in one of the poorest, least funded school districts in Massachusetts, Lynn. Every day there, I could feel the way that the wealth gap impacted my students. Never enough paper in the supply closet, kids coming to school without winter coats, low expectations, too many students on each teacher's roster. And I saw how state and local governments went above and beyond to care for the children of wealthy families like the ones that I had grown up with, but it somehow lost its sense of urgency when it came to children struggling on the margins. State government was choosing not to see them, choosing to ignore my students in Lynn and to abandon them. With my dad growing up, the answer to any problem was always, well, what are you going to do about it? So I became an organizer. Because what else is there to do when your leaders are not listening and your students' needs grow larger every day? So I got out there and I organized for voting rights, for progressive change, for more women in office, and still real change wasn't happening. So in 2008, I decided to run myself. And to the surprise of all the naysayers, I won. And as Julia told you, I became the first, as Liz told you, but Julia would tell you also. She would not miss a chance. I became the first Latina to serve in the Massachusetts State Senate.